All right, what is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be making an updated tutorial on how you in 2024 can optimize your Matterport virtual tour to get more clicks, more views, have a better overall rapport with customers, and overall have a better ROI for you if you're the business owner or for your clients. Let's get started. All right, everybody, hope all is well. In this one, like I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about how to optimize a Matterport virtual tour in 2024. So the model I'm going to be using actually is the Rivers Casino event space in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I actually have been to Rivers Casino to see a number of my friends' boxing fights, just for general networking events, etc. So I'm very familiar with the space. But really what I want to do is show you some of the updated features that Matterport has to actually edit and really optimize your tour to have a lot of good benefits, which I'll touch on as well. So before I do that, I just want to give a quick overall background of the features of a Matterport virtual tour once you've shot it and then you've uploaded it to the cloud. So once you've uploaded it to the cloud, you'll then go to all spaces. You'll find the Matterport tour. What's really cool is you can actually invite people to come and edit, whether it's a client, another colleague. You could transfer the space. You can archive the space. You can even delete the space if you want. I wouldn't necessarily recommend deleting any space. If you need to simply archive a space to free up your space with Matterport, I would do that. And in some cases, if you're not the person who's going to be doing the hosting, if you're not getting a hosting fee per month or per year, I would recommend transferring the space then, right? And then you can obviously copy the space if you need to as well. And if you have a lot of different spaces, you can actually create a folder, which comes in handy if you're shooting one client that has a lot of spaces, say an apartment complex that has 10 or so units, a hotel that has 10 or so rooms, et cetera, et cetera. You get that, right? So let's get started here. So you can really explore the space just by clicking into it. Very straightforward. I'm just going to give a quick background and quick debrief of just very basic default settings here. So like you always can with Matterport, you can optimize the name. You can add presented by. This could be your name if you're the shooter, or the company name, doesn't really matter. You can add a URL if you'd like, which is really cool. You can add a contact phone. So for this, I'm just going to add our phone number for Momentum 360. So in this case, I'll just optimize and edit my information here. The other cool stuff too is I can give a quick description of this place. So world class event space for networking, exhibits, and more. You can add the full address here. And the other cool thing is you can actually, and this is something that Matterport has done in the past, but they're bringing it really to life, is adding keywords. So your space can actually rank on internet search engines, which is really, really cool. So I wanted to maybe do casino, event space. If I want to brand it, I'll do Rivers Casino, Philadelphia, and then you have 100 characters to play with. So these are really, really cool things. You'll hit enter after this, so you won't combine everything, but casino, boom. You get my point, all right? You can optimize and enable VR sharing, social sharing. We're going to leave that as is for now. Now, let's get to the add-ons. So with Matterport, like you can in the past, you can have 2D, 3D floor plans. If you need a CAD file, if you need a BIM file, known as a BIM file in the construction world, if you need to publish to VRBO, if you need to publish to HomeAway, if you need to publish to a lot of other areas like Google, you can do that. If you need true plans, if you need E57 files, all these point cloud pieces of data, you can do that. Content distribution for real estate, get more visibility and exposure for your Matterport spaces by automatically distributing them to leading partners across the internet. So this is really cool. You can then go and post this to Redfin, Realtor.com, Homes.com, etc., which is a really, really nice thing. And then you could also integrate the Matter Pack as well. So this is pretty much even more data information from the tour that was taken. So really, really cool stuff here, as you can see. Media. So this is stuff that I really find interesting. This is obviously just a very basic feature that Matterport's had for a long time now, but Matterport takes automatic videos and photos for you. So this is stuff that you can either upsell your client, give them for free, for added value, et cetera, et cetera. You have a couple MP4 files here, GIFs, and you have some photos as well. And these aren't the worst photos in the world, even though they're taken by a Matterport camera. These aren't terrible photos in the sense of, like, if you need something to show people, again, they're not the best images by any stretch of the imagination compared to a DSLR with a wide angle lens, but they're not bad either, right? So these are just other pieces of data, pieces of photos and videos that you can have to the client. The other nice thing is you can also get a clear understanding of the square footage of these areas as well. So again, if you need to add and order a floor plan, you can do that there. If you need to download this as a PNG, you can totally do that. If you need to focus on one of the areas of the space, you can do that too. Really, really cool stuff. Stats, so you can obviously get impressions, visits, unique visitors, and you can see on a pretty much weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis how many impressions on average, how many visits on average, how many unique visitors on average you're getting week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter. Really cool stuff, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is actually show you more advanced features that Matterport has added to their arsenal. So I'm really not going to be going into detail on the basic features, but I'll just do a quick gloss over, I guess. You can add the starting location however you want. You can add in labels to the tour if you so choose to do so. You can add in measurements. This is good for construction, development, architecture, etc. You can have a guided tour. This is really known as the highlight reel, if you guys have heard about that. Pretty much you can just have a quick video autoplay, which you can see here, which then will actually go through and float through the tour. This way you can actually get a good understanding of, like, okay, without needing to click every single button, where you are, what the tour is providing, what the space looks like in its entirety, etc. Right? It's just a faster way to navigate. Matter tags, notes you can add. You can get rid of scans. You can add scans in. You can add in 360 views. You can take out 360 views. If you don't know the difference to this, the 3D scan is from LiDAR, which is actually connecting to the 3D model that you see here. 360 views are just taking 360 panos and adding them to the tour itself. This is really good for if you have a Matterport Pro 2 and you need to actually add an exterior 360 to the tour. You would not be able to shoot outside because you have a Matterport Pro 2. If you have a Pro 3, you would be able to do that. But if you have a Pro 2, you'll just simply take a 360 view, add it to the tour as a 360 view pano, and then people can click onto it and get a nice outside exterior perspective on that, right? The other cool thing, which I really like, is you're able to take photos as well, 2D and 360 panos. So for whatever reason, if you need to take additional panos, photos, you can then do that, which is really, really nice. All right. I've talked about this in the past, but you have the ability to blur things out now, which is really, really cool. So let's just say, since this kind of looks a little grainy, just because it's a very unique, just the whole sign and the light, came in a little too grainy for my liking. If you wanted to blur this, you can actually adjust the size of the brush, right? Hover over it, and there you go. And you can completely blur this out to your heart's galore, honestly. So this is a really cool feature I like to do. Yes, apply for this. Or I guess it didn't save, but you get my point. The other cool thing too is you can trim certain things as well. So you actually have the ability to trim things on the model to have it be a more cleaned model. This was something that you actually needed to do before you upload it to the cloud, but now you can do it after you've uploaded, which I think is a very great feature that Matterport has given us, because now we don't need to essentially have a huge iPad. We can just simply use our iPhones to scan, So we don't need that huge screen to go in and, crop stuff out. Now you can do it on the back end with your desktop or laptop, which is really nice, right? Some other things, property layout. This is something they haven't done in the past, but now they have, is you have the ability excuse me, to go in and actually get clear dimensions of the actual space. This is really great for architecture, for, like I said, development, construction. These are automatic, measurements here. And granted, I will say they're not 100% accurate, but they are accurate, I think, for the Matterport Pro 2, up to the 1% or a tenth of a percent accuracy. I forget that, what exactly it is. You guys can fact check me on that in the comments. But yeah, just pretty accurate dimensions for the most part, right? The other thing I want to go into is plugins. So now you actually have the ability to create a mini map. This is something that Matterport has, in my opinion, lacked in doing for such a long time. So really what the cool thing is, if we go back to the space, now you can actually add a mini map here to see where you are in proximity to the tour, which is really nice. Again, this was something that Matterport did not have. A lot of other 360 softwares had it, right? But now Matterport has it itself, which is really, really awesome. All right. So I'm not going to spend time playing around with this. You can set this to north. You can circle the, whether you want it to be a square, no background, circle, etc. Top right, top left, whatever you want it to be. Zoom in, how zoomed in is the map. You can toggle it from there. But really, really awesome stuff. I mean, this is stuff that I genuinely love from the Matterport technology, that they're now integrating with some of the more advanced and seamless features that a lot of the other softwares have, right? Other cool thing is you can essentially, from this quick link, shows an image and a link in a corner. So you essentially could take a piece of text, URL, and boom, you can add it right there. Compass. If you need to add in a compass, you can totally do that. You can just toggle it. You're going to get a good understanding of where you are directional wise. Really cool stuff again. Business card. This is something that I really love because you can customize this to be whatever you want. So let's just say, for instance, if I was going to brand it as Momentum 360, right? Now you're going to have a business card pop out, as you can see right here. You could add, your logo, a photo, contact information, your social medias, all that stuff. So guys, this is really important because now, like I mentioned, not only do you have these basic features that have a really good virtual tour software like Matterport has done for years, but you have business cards, you have mini maps, you have quick links, you have the ability to add keywords that you're able to rank your model on Google. Unbelievable stuff, right? Unbelievable stuff. So I think Matterport is doing a fantastic job at really understanding what people want, number one, and number two, having the technology and the API and SDKs to integrate it to their existing software. So I need to give Matterport their flowers and their roses here. They're doing a great job. I think as long as they're integrating with the times, I don't see them really losing their market share, if I'm being honest. The other thing I would like to have, and this is something that would be very interesting, is how we're able to have a Matterport aerial LiDAR scan, which I know with photogrammetry that's been done in the past, but if Matterport's able to integrate that with maybe a DJI camera, I don't know how that would work, but I'm sure they're working on that now. That's the next step into this, because once they have that, Matterport's going to take over. Then that's really, these other 360 softwares, a lot of people include aerial panos. That's the one thing that Matterport doesn't have right now. They have exterior panos now with the Matterport Pro 3, and LiDAR scanning with the Pro 3 and the BLK Leica, which is that crazy $20,000 camera. But yeah, I think they're going to work on it. And hey, who knows? Maybe they release the aerial photogrammetry plugin or something in a couple of years or something. But I'm really interested to see how this all works. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate this. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. I talk about all these different 360 softwares, photography, videography, all these different things, all these awesome topics and services that Momentum 360 can do. Hit that like button, comment below what your favorite new plugin that I talked about on Matterport that they have now is in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit subscribe, smash that like button. And guys, thank you so much. And like always, I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.